Hello everyone, welcome back to the Budget Sportsman, and thank you so much for joining me on today's video. Today I want to share with you a quick story. I want to show you some trail camera footage that goes along with it, and then I want to ask for your help to try to answer a question that's been boggling my mind. So about a week ago, I got a text from a guy that I hunt with. We'll change names to protect the innocent, but we'll call him Bob. Now Bob sent me a message and said he had shot a buck. He did not get a complete pass through, and he thought he may have been a little bit high and a little bit too far back, but overall he seemed confident that it was still a lethal hit. Now, I happened to be out of town, so I could not go help track, but Bob and another hunter waited about an hour and a half or 2 hours and went in to start tracking. They found good blood. They sent me a picture of just a huge glob of blood. It looked like there could possibly be bubbles in it, but it also looked like it had a jelly consistency to it, so I wasn't quite sure what to make out of that. They tracked for quite a while, ended up losing blood and having to give up just because it was nighttime, obviously, and it's hard to do a grid search at night. They came back the next morning, did a grid search, did not find anything. I came back the next day and actually was able to go out there and do a little bit of searching my own and did not find anything. But from all the evidence, we were pretty sure this deer was dead somewhere. We just weren't sure where. Then I went to check some trail cameras and I came across this clip of the same buck. Now, if you look closely, on the off side, away from the camera, you're gonna see an entry hole quite high up by the spine. And then obviously on the side toward the camera, you do see the exit hole there on the side closest to the camera. Now, I will readily admit that this does not seem to be ideal shot placement. You can tell that the buck was evidently quartered a little bit toward Bob the hunter, and he definitely hit high and a little bit farther back than would be ideal. Having said that, I still don't understand how this was not a lethal hit. That deer had an arrow go through what appears to me, from my perspective, to be at least a lung and possibly the liver. And so I just don't understand how this deer is up and alive, and I've gotten several clips of it over the last week, up and alive and doing just fine. Now, I will say it made both me and Bob feel better to know that this buck was not just laying somewhere dead, that we weren't able to find it, but that it did actually survive, and we may still get another chance at it. But we would still like to know what went wrong. I can't figure it out for the life of me. I've talked to some friends. None of us can figure out how this deer survived, but I'd love to hear from you. What do you think? Should this have been a lethal hit? Was this just one lucky deer? Or is there some logical explanation of how this deer survived this shot? I'd love to hear from you. Let me know down in the comments. And until next time, remember to get off YouTube and get outdoors into God's great creation.